Hello, John in Galloway, Ohio. See More Better here with freeprescriptionlenses.com. Before I go any further, a little shout out to Elizabeth, who was skeptical about this video. You know what? You've converted me. I'm really skeptical about this video too. So let's see how this goes. I promised I wouldn't get too silly for you. So we're going to be cutting lenses for the RayBan 5184, color 5406 in the 52 eye size. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the temple to protect the temples from rubbing together during shipping, and I'm going to put that on there when I ship to you. Now, are these the Ohio State colors by chance? I don't know how far Galloway, Ohio is from Columbus, but this looks like it could be those Buckeye colors. I could be wrong, but let's begin. I'm going to pop out the original demo lenses, one of which says RayBan. Of course, you're going to get all of that. I'm going to put the frame into the tracing element of my blocker. Oh, before I hit start, you are Secret Agent 533. Let me enter this information into the computer, barcode this frame, so years from now, if you ever need more prescription lenses, I can cut them for you, send them right to your home. So a little stylus pops up and it goes around and traces the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. John, you know you need prescription. So let's pull it up onto the screen. That is the shape we'll be cutting, only magnified. If I pull that up there, you can see that green outline is the shape. I'm going to magnify it again while I'm working on it. The pupillary distance for your right eye and for your left is 30. The computer starts at 32.5, so I'm going to tap this button a few times till we get to 30. Let's raise that optical center up, back to the PD. Let's change that box. Let's raise that up to about 23. I know from experience that's exactly where the optical center should be. So we're going to come down here to my dusty and trusty Marco 101 lensometer. Let's turn it on. Make sure everything is zeroed out. Zero. Also in the optical world known as plano, which is 0. Hey, we get to do that. So your right eye is +1, -1 at 95. We're going to spin the axis wheel to 95. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve. Put it in there, rotate it until the spherical component of the lens comes into view. Check your astigmatism correction. Let me check that. We're all good there, and I'll explain all that in a little bit. And put 3 dots on your lenses. By size, they keep getting smaller and smaller. This is Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Little Bear. And this one is the right. Okay, I promise not to get silly, but I'm going to huff and puff and make you a pair of glasses. Your left eye is +150 -1 at 100, +150 -1 at 100. Take the lens out of the protective sleeve, rotate that up, +150, +150. Where you at? Exactly halfway between 1 and 2. Rotate the lens until the spherical component comes into view, and check your astigmatism correction. Make sure everything's lined up perfectly. And again, put 3 dots on your lenses. This one's getting a little bigger. We're going to mark this one L, for not, which stands for not right. And if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Elizabeth, you're moaning at that joke, but you'll be telling it tomorrow. I know you will. I know you will. I won't even get credit for it. Everyone's going to laugh and think you're so original, but yes, you got it from a stupid video. Stupid videos. So this is a block, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need to apply a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I only have 2 left in the entire building. So don't worry about this box. It means nothing to me. These are the ones that mean something to me. So I'm going to take these off, throw that in the trash. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to line up, put the sticker on the first one, drop that there, do the same thing on the second one. Now if you notice the little silver button in the back that is a magnet, it's going to do its job twice today. Because first off, it's going to attach itself to something, another magnet there in the arm. So I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky, line up the magnet. And the reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. So we're going to get everything lined up. Dot, dot, dot. Of course, I don't know what Morse code that's for, but dot, dot, dot. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place the block onto the right lens. We'll do the same thing now for the unright lens. The lens that ain't right, just like me. Alright, so pull the paper away, line up the magnet. Same pupillary distance for the left eye as it was for the right. That has mirrored over. Line up those 3 dots, 1, 2, 3. Make sure they're in there perfectly so your astigmatism is lined up just right. Hit that button, the arm comes down and places the block onto the left lens. Now this is the edger. This is what's going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you can cut your own lenses at home, make your own silly jokes, and this guy won't have to do it for you. So the actual cutting wheel is this diamond crusted wheel on the far left. It's going to grind down your lens material until it's the final size. This wheel in the center, that channel, that little bevel, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and press that on the front. Let's wake up the computer. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, Hindex plastic, or Trivex, I would select that, but we're going to stick with polycarbonate. I'm not going to polish the edge of the lens because it's not going to be seen in this frame anyway. I'm not going to put a bevel on the front convex surface of the lens. I'm only going to put a safety bevel on the rear concave surface of the lens. Oh, I hit an X. There we go. Bevel, bevel. Press that on there firmly. Now the magnet is going to do its second time today. It's going to attach itself to another magnet there in the chuck, or as I like to call it, the Charles, because I don't know this machine well enough to call it chuck. Oh, Elizabeth, you're rolling your eyes and moaning at this point. I know you are. You hate these jokes. So I'm going to hit the green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes. The clean door, I just cleaned it for you. Come on, I ought to get some credit for that. So the lens is going to be traced by the 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. You can see it's going around tracing out the shape. And of course the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once is measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you won't have any edge thickness with your prescription in this frame. Now if you see light flickering in the background, that is water there to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry where plastic, Hindex plastic, and Trivex cut wet. Now water will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds to wash away any optical debris that you saw beginning to form on the edge of the lens. Now as you can see, the lens is flat around the edges. It's now getting the bevel put on there. The knife-like bevel, a very dull knife like me, but your lens will be so sharp you might be able to cut through a piece of wet tissue, providing that you soak the tissue in a bucket of water overnight and then use your lens with all your might pressed down. You might be able to cut through that piece of wet tissue. So in just a moment, a little lever is going to come out. At the end of that lever is a spinning wheel, something you would find at the end of a Dremel tool. That's what's applying the safety bevel just to smooth out any rough edges that are left over from the cutting cycle. I don't do the front of the lens, I only do the back, because when I press the lens into the frame, I don't want any rough edges to come into contact with the front surface of the frame. So I'm going to open the door with my mind. I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I just have to stare at it for a couple hours, but I can do it. Oh, Elizabeth, you're going to be telling that joke tomorrow too, so don't act like you're rolling your eyes at that joke either. So, Elizabeth, if you have a funnier joke, write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I will read it on the air. Okay, so let's see if it fits in there first time around, and it does. So let's go ahead and start cutting the unright lens. Flip that over to L, which is Latin for not right. I think it is. It came to me in a dream. I'm going to hit the green arrow, which is start in every language. The door closes, the clamp shuts again, and then the lens will be traced by the 2 white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame. And you can see as it's going around tracing the shape and measuring the thickness at every point to know exactly precisely where to place the bevel so you have the least amount of edge thickness showing, of which you got nothing. John, you got no edge thickness. That's why I use the thinner, lighter weight, unbreakable lenses. Of course, you upgraded to the anti-glare. We're going to dry that off. We're going to put this sticker, continue making on my monster, put that on there. We're going to come down here to my lensometer, spin the axis wheel back to 95, put it in above that black dot, and read the power, and I am getting 0, which in the optical world is called plano. The unit of measurement used is in quarter increments. It goes up 0.20 plano, 0.25, 0.50, 0.75, 1, and so on. So you need no far-sighted or nearsighted correction. Your right lens is purely astigmatic, meaning that you only have astigmatism. Now in your left eye you do have a spherical component, but you only need 4 steps of astigmatism correction in your left eye. Astigmatism is what makes 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So with that, everything will be nice and crisp, and we come up with -1. -1. Now your right eye, excuse me, your left eye, I had a 50-50 chance of getting it right. Your left eye needs 6 steps of nearsighted correction. You are far-sighted, but when you put these on, you need 6 steps of far-sighted correction. Excuse me, nearsighted. I had a 50-50 chance of getting that right too, but again, the same amount of astigmatism correction. Now this number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. These first 2 values are real values to be concerned with. This last number is arbitrary and could be anywhere from, as I mentioned, 0 to 180. Let's go ahead and take the lens out, dry it off. Go ahead and remove that dot, dry everything off there. We're going to press this in, and it still doesn't want to go. It's a little thicker, so I'm going to take it down 1/10 of a millimeter. Hit retouch. Again, the door closes, the clamp shuts, and it's going to drop back down onto the bevel wheel. I'm going to take 1/10 of a millimeter off, going around the circumference of the lens until it snaps in there easily. I don't want to force the lens into the frame. It could cause the frame to stretch, or what we in the business called roll, where if you can imagine your frame being like a very small gutter. If the lens were too large, it would force the bottom of the lens to roll outwards, giving you an ugly cosmetic look, as well as shortening the life of the frame. Now I also include instructions not only on how to care for your frame and lenses, but also on your cleaning cloth and your case, so those two will last you for years. Now I also include a selfie request. Coach John, I would love to have your selfie on the website, and Elizabeth, I want you to be next to him making a silly face, so I can put that on the website too. That's right, Elizabeth. Again, if you have a funnier joke, write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I will read it on the air. You don't even have to include your name. I'll recognize your handwriting and give you credit for it. So Elizabeth, I want you to open the door with your mind this time. Hey, pretty good. First day on the job and you're doing it. Now, for those of you out there who believe in telekinesis, raise my hand, because I'm a little bit skeptical. What? Hey, what's good? Okay, it must be real. All right. So, tuck the lens in at the outside corner, push down with the thumbs, and it snaps right in. It did, I promise. It's in there. Take that off, dry that off. Let's see, where can I stick that? That's poking up. That's out. Where can I put this one? Let's just go ahead and put it right on top. Ding! So, let's come down here and inspect the left lens. We're going to switch that over to 100. 100. Put it in above that black dot and read the power, and we are getting 150, exactly halfway between 1 and 2, plus 150. Now we're going to end up at plus 50 because we're going to subtract 1 from plus 150, the 4 steps of astigmatism correction, and we're at plus 50. Now we're exactly halfway between 0 and 1. So I couldn't have done any better if I had made these myself. Now you did get the polycarbonate lenses, which are 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic, virtually unbreakable. These are high impact ballistics grade lenses, the same type of material our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones. You have 100% UVA and UVB protection, as well as a premium scratch coating. These are also aspheric, meaning that it has a flatter curvature lens to fit today's flatter curvature frame, so that fits in there perfectly. Your pupillary distance is 30 in each eye for a total of 60. I'm going to flip the card around, place the PD stick, which is almost the same color as your frames, against my thumb, and then when we hold it up on the left lens, we're getting 60 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. I'm going to check the optical center height. Perfect. Perfect. I tell you, the kit is good. So this is the point in every video that as I clean your lenses, I mention that when you get these in the mail, and of course free shipping anywhere in the US, and Galloway, Ohio is still in the US until a big twister comes and moves it to another county, another state, another country. But when you get these in the mail, there is a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side, let me move the camera, one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other. And I'm part of that 80%. But because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame is 3. Set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing, yo. But actually, here's a good example. I am wearing, with a dirty smudge lens there, the RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer, which is a sunglass. The RayBan 5184 is the ophthalmic version of what I'm wearing. Same size. I'm wearing the 52 eye size, the 52. This is available in certain colors. This one is available in certain colors, and very rarely do they match. But this is only available in the 5184. You cannot get this color in my frame. But that is it. They have the same temples, the little shark fin temples as I mentioned. Well, upside down looks like the shark fin. So that is it. Sunglass version, ophthalmic version. Both of them are part of the Geek Chic collection. Let me keep going with my work. I know you want to wear these. I'll get these shipped as fast as possible. Press down. There is no wobble on the counter. Close each temple to make sure they overlap, and they do, and that neither temple is askew. So that is it. Again, John, I would love to have you send me your selfie to put on the website with Elizabeth making your face, or better yet, make Elizabeth wear these and you make a face. Either way, if you like what you've seen, subscribe to my YouTube channel, freeprescriptionlenses.com, or you can email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com, or the contact button on the website. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook under this name, and under Free RX Lenses under Twitter. So John in Galloway, Ohio, I hope you enjoyed watching as I cut prescription lenses with anti-glare for your RayBan 5184, color 5406 in the 52 eye size. And hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.